YoloLiv or YoloLiv? What is it? Oh yeah, f-stop this, baby. F-stop this. What's up, guys? You already know what it is. F-stop this. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you guys are new here to the channel, which I'm assuming you guys are, this is a brand new YouTube channel and we're going to be shooting the shit here about some camera products. For an example, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the live streaming video switcher made by YoloLiv, or is it YoloLiv? I don't know what it is. YoloLiv YoloLiv, but it's the YoloBox Ultra. And we have it over here. I've already been using this bad boy for the last few months. In today's video, we're just going to be shooting the shit. We're going to be talking about this product, some of the things that I like about it, some of the things that maybe I don't like about it, that I would like to see maybe improved in a future model, and just in general, get your guys' feedback. If you guys have used this, how do you guys use it? How do I use it? All that good stuff. So if you guys are not familiar with this, this is a live streaming video switcher. So I'm going to take it out of the box for you guys. And here it is. It's a nice device. It's a touchscreen. I believe it's like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 nits if we're lucky. So if you're going to be using it outdoors, yeah, you probably want to use it like underneath a tent or some kind of shaded area, just to be on the safer side so you don't get any kind of like glare or reflection. But this touchscreen is responsive. We have 4 HDMI inputs with supporting up to 4K HDMI inputs. We also do have an HDMI output, which you can configure to be like a multi-view or to be like a program feed or a preview feed, whatever it is. We got some settings over here. We also got the Ethernet port, so we can connect it directly to an Ethernet network connection, which is going to help to allow you to live stream directly from this device. Also take advantage of that NDI feature as well. So NDI is definitely something that I like to take advantage of. What does NDI stand for? Who fucking knows? But it allows us to connect our cameras wirelessly to this device just by simply having the camera and the YoloBox Ultra onto the same network, which is really cool. So not only do we get 3 NDI inputs into this bad boy, but we also get an NDI output as well. So whatever we're live streaming or recording or whatever we're sending into here, we can send it out wirelessly via NDI. So the way I've used NDI output, for an example, from this device, I sent it over to OBS software, and it's going to allow us to, for an example, live stream on OBS or whatever software you want to use if you don't want to live stream directly from this device. But in most cases, I live stream directly from the YoloBox Ultra. I really do like the fact that this YoloBox Ultra allows us to live stream vertical mode or the horizontal landscape mode as well. So it is a really nice feature that it has both of those options built into here. This device has actually been out for at least a few years now, and I do know that they have released the YoloBox Extreme. What's the difference? Well, I can't tell you exactly because I don't know everything, but I will tell you that the YoloBox Extreme has more inputs. I believe it's like 8 HDMI inputs, pretty much like the bigger brother of the YoloBox Ultra. We do also have 2 USB ports 3.0, so therefore we can actually take advantage of the isolated recordings on this YoloBox Ultra. So what do I mean by isolated recordings? Well, it's going to record pretty much every single input that you have to this device. So one thing that I will mention, if I recall correctly, yes, isolated recordings is nice, but there's a little catch over here, because if you want to have your recording set to 4K, then it's only going to allow, I believe, one isolated recording, one video isolated recording, maybe 2 if you're lucky. I can't remember, but I will tell you that if you have it set to 1080p, the recording, because you can select what resolution and frame rate. If you have it set to 1080p, you can actually record all of your isolated recordings, all 4 of your inputs. We might even be able to connect more than just 4 inputs. I believe actually we can, because don't forget we got 4 HDMIs and we also got 3 NDIs that we can connect. And I think we can actually take advantage of these USB ports over here to maybe even connect a webcam, which I don't usually connect webcams, but I think that might be an option. In most cases, this USB-C ports, or these USB ports, I use them to connect to an external SSD like the Samsung T5 1 terabyte, which is going to record all my isolating recordings to that external drive. So those are all the connections that we have over here towards the top, we'll call it. If we flip it around over here towards the bottom, I know you guys don't really have the best view over here, but we'll just continue. So we do have a USB-C port, which is going to allow us for charging. I will mention, to keep it real with you guys, I've seen on the YoloBox Ultra or the YoloLiv YoloLiv user group on Facebook that some people have had some issues in regards to, I guess when they first got their device, they had it charging or trying to charge it, and it was stuck in this like not powering on mode, and it was just kind of continuously trying to cycle when it was trying to charge. And I feel like I've read that some people resolve this by having maybe 2 chargers plugged in at the same time. I don't want you to fuck up your device, but I feel like that was something that I read. So they used the regular charger that came with it, and it got stuck on this booting cycle. So I believe I read somewhere that they use both of the USB-C ports to plug in 2 chargers at the same time. I don't know, it kind of sounds like not the best idea, but anyways, do some research. Hopefully you guys do not run into that issue. I have not ran into that issue when I first bought it. But I will say, maybe they were running into that booting cycle because the device was like powered on while it only had like 0 or like 1%. So it was kind of like trying to charge, but it was powering on, or it was powered on, trying to charge, but it was powered on at 1%. So it was like kind of like this rebooting cycle of being not enough power. Because I will mention to you, when you actually are using the device, when it's on and you're using it and you have it charging, it's really slow charging from my testing at least. And again, I'm using the included wall charger adapter thing, little hub, and the included USB-C cable. And I notice when I'm using it, it's powered on, it's really slow to charge. When does it really charge properly fast? Or not really fast, but when does it properly charge is when the device is powered off. That's when I noticed you'll actually see the number and the percentage of the battery increase. Talking about charging and battery, that's another thing. I might as well just keep it real with you guys, because I don't want to keep on talking shit about the stuff that I do like. I want to talk some shit about the stuff that I don't like, or I think that could be possibly improved. I'm not a fan, in my own opinion and experience, of having devices like this that have internal batteries, even like your mobile phone. You can use that as an example. That's something that kind of is concerning to me because it has an internal battery. I haven't really hardcore looked into it, but I'm interested to know. If you guys know, let me know down into the comments. How do we change the internal battery? Are they easy to replace? Where do we get them from? How much do they cost? How long has it been since maybe someone's had that issue that the battery is not charging or it's kind of depleting over time? Like, how long is that period? Where do I get that battery? How to change it? Can I change it myself? How much does it cost to change that battery if you need to get it repaired or whatnot? So that's something to definitely keep in mind, versus live streaming video switcher that doesn't have an internal battery, that just accepts power by plugging it into the wall, or maybe like a V-mount battery, or like a power bank, for an example. So again, there is pros and cons. One of the pros of having internal battery, it allows you to be a little bit more mobile. So you can pretty much take this device anywhere with the internal battery without maybe charging it. You might be able to get a couple hours out of it. I'm not sure how long. Every time I use it, I always kind of have it plugged in. If we look over here towards the bottom, again, we do have 2 3.5 millimeter inputs. One of them is a microphone input and a line input. So you can configure that within the menu, basically what you're going to be inputting in your audio level meters and whatnot. And just next to that, we do have a 3.5 millimeter output for our headphones, so we can monitor the audio. Have I had any issues with the audio? I think maybe, if anything, I might have had some audio delay that I might needed to sync up later on in post-production. Actually, yes, we do. I did have a little bit of an issue with some audio delay. I actually needed to delay the audio, which can be done over here in the audio mixer setting. I believe I had to delay it by, I don't know, was it like 33 milliseconds, or I can't remember exactly, but I have this chart that allows you to easily calculate how many frames it's off, and then you can set that delay. So what I suggest in regards to audio delay, record a little sample footage with some audio, video and audio, record it, and then put it onto your computer and notice how much of a delay the audio is out of sync. So let me try re-explaining that because I'd probably confuse the shit out of you guys. So boom, you recorded sample, you put it onto the computer. Now on the computer, you need to manually adjust the video. So you're gonna need to slide the video forward. Leave the audio where it is if you want. What I like to do is leave the audio where it is, slide the video forward slightly, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frames, and see what it takes, how many frames it takes for the audio to be synced up properly in post-production. Now that you know how many frames it's out of sync, you can do the calculations based on your frame rate that you're using. For an example, 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second or whatever frame rate. You can do the calculations on how many frames it's out of sync, and then you can add that delay in milliseconds over here within the audio mixer tab. Other than that, we do have another USB-C port over here towards the bottom. Again, this one I also use to connect my SSD, external hard drive, which is going to allow me to either record my isolated recordings or to either send videos and images from that SSD to the device. So I might want to play a video. I could do that, no problem. I'm like a stinger for like my replays or anything like that, or some kind of intro or whatever video I want to incorporate to my live stream. I could do that. And also images, etc. And also isolated recordings, as I mentioned. We do have quarter 20 thread. Most of the times I don't use it. I just kind of have it resting at the table. And talking about mounting it in the quarter 20 thread, it actually reminds me, I think it's YC Onion or somebody that makes a cage for the YoloBox Ultra. To be honest with you, I'm a fan of cages. For an example, my camera cage, camera monitor, I like to have a cage on it sometimes. Let's talk about cages. Why do I like them? Number one, to protect my equipment. Number two, I would say that kind of go hand in hand with my number one reason is that it allows more mounting options. So if I were to get a cage for the YoloBox Ultra, I would be interested. Yeah, I'm interested. Why would I want it? I would say mainly for protection, because I know we got this nice screen here at the front. Any kind of drop to it or anything is going to probably damage the screen. Protecting your gear is something very important to consider, especially when you're spending this much on a device. Next over here, we do have a SIM card port, like a little micro mini SIM card port. It's going to allow us to do some kind of network bonding situation. To be honest with you, I've never used it. Again, just keeping it real. I'm always hardwired over here with the network Ethernet connection at the back of the device. But if you need to be a little bit more mobile, that network bonding is definitely going to be a good option for you. At least we have it available. And we got over here the SD card that's going to allow us to record to the SD card, if I recall correctly. What do I mainly use the SD card? Again, another option to play videos and to have images from the SD card be incorporated into my live streaming or recording. Moving along over here to the last option that we have, we do have the power on and off button. And to be honest with you, when I talk about or think about the power on and off button, I think about this post that I've seen, maybe even two posts that I've seen in the YoloBox YoloLiv user group on Facebook, that somebody had an issue with the power button. From what I recall, they pressed the power button too hard, as so they say. They pressed it too hard, the button got stuck in something, it's not working, and now they can't power on their device. I think they were looking for some help or some way to kind of replace the button. I guess maybe a few weeks later, that person or this different person had the same issue or was trying to resolve that issue. And what I saw in that brief little video, they actually opened up the YoloBox, and seems like they were kind of testing it out to try to fix that power button. So that kind of worries me a little bit. I've had no issues with the power button. Pretty straightforward. Just press it and hold it for a few seconds and it powers on. So that's just something to consider if you do own this device or plan to get it. Just use caution with the power button. You don't want to be too rough with it or press it too hard, because as we just talked about, I've seen some people that have had some issues with it. So let's go ahead and power this bad boy on. I'm going to press and hold it for a few seconds. This bad boy should have some power because I used it maybe about a week and a half ago or so. So let's see how long this thing takes to power on. It's been about 5 seconds. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Holy shit, I might as well take a fucking nap over here. You're gonna, we're getting some, we got another screen over here. It's still thinking. YoloLiv or YoloLiv? What is it? Create smart. All right, golden. That's good news. So we got 95%. That's telling me that within about a week and a half or so, I lost about maybe 5% battery. No complaints with that. The time, what time is it? 5:57. I don't think it's 5:57, bro. It's 4 friggin' 30. So anyways, yeah, this is basically the main screen over here. If you guys are not familiar, onto the left, we got the horizontal live streaming mode. Into the middle, we got the vertical streaming mode. And on the right hand side, we got the monitor mode. But the monitor mode, basically, I'll point out, it does not allow you to live stream. It allows you to do everything pretty much that we have into the live streaming modes, but not live streaming. So why would you want to use the monitor mode? Well, from what I remember, the monitor mode allows you to have your recording to your SSD, your isolated recordings. It allows you to be a higher megabits per second, so a little bit higher quality as far as the recording, because you're not going to be live streaming. I guess it uses more processing power for the recording, which gives you a little bit better quality if you're just going to be doing recording. If you guys are not familiar, again, I'm not going to go into like a hardcore tutorial over here, but you want to basically sign into your account. What account is it? I can't remember. I guess the YoloLiv account, YoloLiv account. I still haven't figured that out. We got Bluetooth, power savings mode, change the language, time zone, frequently asked questions, screen rotate, log out, network settings. So yeah, that's one of the first things that you actually want to go into when you're first getting set up. If you're going to be wanting to connect to a network for live streaming or NDI or SRT or inviting guests, because inviting guests, we can invite up to 5 remote guests from anywhere around the world. That's actually a really nice feature. So network settings, what do we got here? Well, we can connect to a Wi-Fi network. We got a network internet, so via Ethernet, and we can also do a testing as well. So we got a few different options there. We can also take advantage of the network bonding as well. So those are one of the first settings that I usually go into. We got about a device. So I actually just recently updated this, maybe last time I used it about a week and a half ago. So currently right now, the software version is 3.0.0. That's the version that I have right now. And the firmware version, same thing, 3.0.0. It's the latest. And one thing nice about the YoloBox Ultra, if it's connected to a network, Wi-Fi or whatever you got, it's going to allow you to update right from the device. It's going to recognize that the update or the firmware is not up to date. You can go ahead and check it off, and it's going to update right there for you. It makes things a little bit easier versus having to download the file online, putting it to like an SD card, inserting it, etc., etc. It makes it pretty straightforward as far as updating. Let's come back over here. And yeah, talking about updating, we got the next option over here, which says upgrade, and it says error. Check on the settings page if there's currently a network connection. So yeah, as I just mentioned, you need to be connected to a network. We got keyboard settings, recording files. So where do we want those recording files to go to? SD card or SSD? We can select that. Restore factory settings. So over here, we got basically a bunch of different social media platforms. For an example, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, RTMPS, SRT, HLS. I don't even know what the fuck HLS is. If you guys know what HLS is, let me know down below. It's basically going to allow you to sign in. So when you want to live stream to those accounts, it's pretty much ready to rock. Coming back over here to the main page, another thing that's pretty similar to like the iPhones, for an example, you can actually swipe down and it's going to give you some information over here. You can either turn on or turn off the Wi-Fi, easily access it. Same thing with the Ethernet, same thing with the Bluetooth. We all can also see the CPU usage. So just keep that in mind when you're using this device. If you are trying to do quite a bit to it and you notice some drop frames or some kind of glitching, just take a look at your CPU usage, because you might be using this device to the max. You need to find that balance on what you're trying to do and what the device is actually capable of doing. We got memory, so I guess like the RAM, how much memory you're using. I believe it's that type of memory versus how much memory is on the SD card, because there is no SD card inside here. That's just the the little cover plate for it. So it must be talking about like the RAM memory. We got battery information, the temperature. That's another thing to keep in mind. The temperature, to be honest with you, I've had no overheating issues. Most of the times I use this indoors. Yeah, I don't know. Is there a temperature that this thing will start giving you more issues or shut off or tell you that it's overheating? If you guys know any temperature information, what is like the maximum temperature that this device will get to before starting to have issues or crash or turn off, let me know down in the comments. And we can also adjust the brightness, which is pretty good. That's full brightness. That's all the way down. Yeah, you can notice a difference. Why don't we go ahead and briefly have a look at the live streaming. So click the plus icon to create a new event. So we can create new events right from here because we pretty much signed in to our social media platform on this device. So we can create the live streaming event right from this device. So let's try connecting to Wi-Fi. Turn on Wi-Fi, add a network. Yep, that's my home. Let's add the password in. Okay, I just entered the password. Boom, connected just like that. That was actually pretty nice and easy. So we got two events over here. We're gonna click on one. Boom, it says that it's ended. I can't click on that, so I do need to create a new one. Let's call this one test 1. Same thing as last time. Schedule date, tomorrow. Boom, time, anytime, sounds good. Thumbnail, official template. Let's do this basketball one. Let's go to done. Let's go to create. Boom, it's creating the event. Error, the start time must be no less than something. Okay, bro. Oh, we got to pick a better day, bro. Come on. How could I go to the next month? How come I can't go to the next month, bro? I want to go to October, bro. What the fuck? How the fuck do I go to the next fucking month? I never had this issue before. That's fucked up. Alright, let's cancel this bitch. Let's come back over here. Time zone. Maybe it doesn't know where the fuck I am. Where the fuck am I? New York. Boom. Alright, let's come over here. Create a new situation. Test. Done. Date. You still don't let me go to the next day? We're fucking October. Why isn't it letting me change to October? Alright, let's do this. I'm hoping if I power this bitch off, let's go to restart. Let's restart this fucking shit. It's restarting because I told it I want to. I told it I want to. Told it I want to. It's restarting because I told it I want to. Told it to want to. Told it to want to? I told it I want to. Holy fuck, let's go, bro. What's this thing called again? F-stop this, bro. F-stop this, man. Let's go, hurry up, man. So I was just trying to create a friggin' live stream in the future, and it wasn't letting me change the month because last time I used this was September, like a week ago, a week and a half ago, and now I'm trying to make a new live stream and I'm in October and it wasn't letting me change it. So let's go to live stream. Boom. Am I connected to the internet? Let's come over here. Let's double check. Yes, it says I'm connected. All right, so see you later. Let's go to this. Let's go to live stream. We'll do test. That's what we're going to call it. Let's do a date. Boom. There you go, bro. So I needed to power it off and back on, or I needed to reset it. Thankfully, I figured it out. So if you ever run into that issue, now you fucking know. Let's go ahead. Let's pick a day. We'll pick tomorrow. Boom. What time? I don't really give a shit. Boom. Let's go. Thumbnail. Boom. Let's go. Official template. We'll do a basketball one. Click on OK. Create. And this is how this bitch should fucking work. Nice and quick and easy. This is what I'm used to. So now we go. We got this scheduled event. So let's go ahead and create this event. That actually reminds me, I have a PTZ camera right over there that I wasn't really, to be honest with you, planning to incorporate this, but we can go ahead and connect that PTZ camera because it's on the same network. I believe I didn't unplug it. Let's see if we can connect that camera. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new video source. Scroll down over here to NDI. Let the YoloBox find that NDI source. And it found it. There it is. HD camera. We're going to select on that. Go to done. And bingo. Now that camera has been added right over here. So the camera is actually in a dark situation right now. So we won't be able to see it. But yeah, there it is, bro. We just added a PTZ camera. So I don't want to make this video too long. I think I talked enough shit for one video. Overall, we did recap on some of the features that I like about this product. I did talk about some of the things that I feel like you guys should be aware of, some of the things I'd like to see improved in a future model. I am interested in the YoloBox Extreme, so if I do get my hands on that, I will be sharing it with you guys. I think having additional inputs would be nice. I feel like YoloBox should also implement a new device that has SDI inputs along with HDMI, even incorporating more HDMI outputs. The NDI feature is top notch. They should still continue to incorporate that. Overall, I do feel like this is a nice device. It does work pretty good, and they're continuing to improve, I see, with some firmware updates. So I do appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys do have any questions or comments or anything, let me know down in the comment section down below. And don't fucking forget, you guys better ask subscribe if you guys made it this far. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll check you guys on the next video. Till next time, peace. Oh yeah, f-stop this, baby. F-stop this.